Hi there, Flat Cap Chef, and I'm now going to show you how to make a nice gravy for your roast or for other meals. So what have we got? Let's come down to the pan. We've got, I use this almost all the time for a base. So this is chicken stock. You find this on the shelves, on the ambient, so they're not in a chiller cabinet. So one packet of this is chicken stock, which is always a great base. You can make your own, but most people don't have time these days. So there we go, we pop that in. And I've also got half a mug of the juices from around my roast. In this case it's lamb. So I'm going to add that to really give it some flavour. So we'll pop that in as well. And all we're going to do is get this onto a reasonably high heat quite quickly, because I want it to boil. Here we go. Makes a bit of noise because I'm just using the boost function on my hob here. So once we bring it to the boil, we're going to then let it simmer and reduce down by about a third to a half of the amount of liquid. So reduce down means you boil away, evaporate the liquid. So about a third normally is enough, I think. And then we're going to add a little bit of corn flour as a thickening agent. You need to cook that through, so it needs to cook for a good 15-20 minutes on a low simmer, just to cook the flour component through, otherwise it will taste a bit of the flour. So once we've done that, we'll then have a perfect gravy. So we'll just bring this to the boil. Once it's at the boil, we'll then, as I say, we'll keep it on a low boil until it's reduced the amount of liquid in this pan by about a third. There we go, I'm getting there. Oh, put some lights on, look at that. So you can see it's now starting to bubble. There's a few little bits of rosemary in the top of here. That doesn't matter, that's from around the meat because I'm cooking the lamb with rosemary. We can just scoop those out with a salted spoon, or you can put them through a sieve just to get rid of those little bits. But for now, I'm happy they're there because they're adding more flavour to the gravy. So it's a lovely kind of rosemary flavour to this gravy that's going to go, in this case, with my lamb. If you're doing it with beef, you could use beef stock or chicken stock. Chicken stock's still fine. And again, you add the juices and reduce down. So it's now coming to the boil. So I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit. You can see the steam is just starting to rise off it here. So we're going to then let that reduce down. Okay, so it's now reduced down by about a third. You can help yourself with a little guide. I use these two studs on the pan to show me roughly where it was and where I needed it to get to. So now I'm going to thicken it. So I'm going to use corn flour. And to do this, the more corn flour you put in, the thicker it will be. I like reasonably thick gravy, so I've got a teaspoon and I'm just going to pop into here. It goes everywhere, corn flour, so be careful. 1, 2, 3 and a half for good luck. And that's my corn flour. To that, I'm just going to add some cold water. So I've got a glass with some cold water. Put that in there. And then we'll just give it a stir so that the corn flour is absorbed and you end up with a little white liquid. There we go. Now, if you want to test it out as you go, then just add a small amount of it at a time and just wait and see how your sauce thickens. I've got a wooden spoon, so in we go. I'm going to put about half in to start with. Give it a stir. You'll see it goes a slightly lighter colour, which is fine. It's dripping. There we are. The beauty of this is that you can make this gravy well ahead of time, so you can do it whilst your roast is in. So this is about 2 hours into the roast, for me a slow roast, and then you can just put it to one side and just heat it up. If when you finally cook it off, heat it up, you want it to look a bit shinier, then you can always just add about half a teaspoon of butter and it will just give you a sheen on your gravy. So I'm going to put the rest of this in now. There we go. Keep stirring. I can already feel it thickening. You need to cook this out, as it's called. So you don't want it to taste of flour. So you need to have this, once it comes to the boil, is put it on a gentle simmer for about 15 minutes, maybe 15-20 minutes. You'll reduce down a little bit more during that time, not too much, if you're just on a very low simmer. So it's just breaking, bubbles are just breaking the surface, but it means that the flour will cook through and you won't taste of corn flour, which is not the nicest of things. So we can see already we're starting to get a slightly thicker gravy now. And as it cooks through over that 15 minutes, it will get a little bit thicker still. So this is now at a point where I've stirred it all in. And I'm just going to bring that back to the gentle boil, which is at now. I'm going to leave that for about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's now thickened up nicely. It's been about 15 minutes and I'm about to serve, so I'm going to pop in a little half teaspoon of butter. Just give that a stir through, and that will give the gravy that lovely little finishing touch of a shine, and that is gravy sorted. So if you like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back soon with some more videos.